There is a new series on Z5 called Honeymoon se Hatya. Very interesting title. And the show is a true crime documentary. इसमें 5 parts हैं. Each episode is about 30 minutes. Last episode है 51 minutes. तो 3 घंटे में you can finish all the 5 episodes. It is set all across India, from Meerut to Indore to Bhiwani, mostly northern and western India. South ka cases are not here. And it starts with a very famous blue drum murder case. Uh, उसके बाद there was national sensation and a lot of memes on blue drum and how it means, men being killed by women. Now, a lot of true crime documentaries are largely shown on men serial killers or men murderers. Women पे इतना बनता नहीं है because the volume of cases are of course low or not reported, but it is also true that women are also psychopaths and are killers. All the 5 episodes I binge watched. While they were different in terms of the nature, motive सब में same था. That all the women had a lover or an affair and they were not happy with the marriages or the relationships. One case of it was like purely psychopath. The rest had this clear motive, but all of them had this underlying motive of having a lover or an affair which prompted them to kill their husbands. Now, while watching it, it was truly surreal because it destroyed so many lives. And लोग के memories में a lot of these crime have been ingrained. रह गया हमारे memory में that blue drum means death of men. And the show is very commendable and brave of highlighting that men can also get abused and men can also get harassed. But as you watch the shows, right, there are two aspects that really stood out for me. One is the psychological examination of the crimes. So there are psychologists, psychiatrists, which give them a very scientific view as to what goes on in the mind of a killer. And one term stood out for me, एक तो rejuvenation fantasy. It is apparently when an older person dates or is with a younger person because it makes them feel young, it makes them feel desirable, appreciated. And उनको लगता है कि I have still not lost my mojo and young people still like me. This stuck with me because a lot of the, not correlating, but I see a lot of the relationships in Hollywood or Bollywood are usually one younger person and an older person. But there are a lot of these psychological terms, and I'm fascinated with psychology, especially criminal psychology, because what must be going in the thoughts and the minds of these criminals कि ऐसा gruesome crime कर सकते. At times I also felt bad because a lot of them had very patriarchal undertones जहाँ पे the girls were not allowed to marry somebody they love because of caste issues or status issues, and they were forced by their families to marry somebody that the families had chosen. One line that stood out from one of the psychologists is that in arranged marriage, लड़कियों को नहीं देखते, उसकी फैमिली को देखते हैं पहले, एंड इन लव मैरिज लड़की पहले देखते हैं, फैमिली बाद में देखते हैं. Quite true and quite relatable to a lot of Indian folks who had this similar dilemma. Last episode जो 51 minutes का है, it's the Meghalaya Indore murder case. वहाँ पे there are sort of like when the family is interviewed, you could find that there were red flags that this is going to end up in a disaster, especially when you realize that ladki ki family were forcing the guy's family to get married soon. The guy and the girl didn't spend enough time with each other to get to know each other well, and there were so many other red flags where apparently, and it is true, that the girl was in love with somebody from their office, like a junior level person, not very well to do, and this girl was a business owner. So unka family ने object किया that status match नहीं हो रहा, how can you marry this person, it was हमारे status का नहीं है. And I sort of realized that, maybe a lot of these murders could have just not happened, and these innocent men would not have lost their lives if only women are allowed to do what they really want to do, which is marry somebody of their own choice or be with somebody of their own choice, irrespective of caste, religion, color, whatever it could be. That's a societal truth that we live in. and beyond like simple murder cases that I see in the West, right, where the murders are motivated because of very different reasons. Here, some truly psychopathic reasons, like if you look at serial killers in the West, like the BTK murders or the Nightcrawler murders. Here, it is purely societal, status driven murders, and these crimes are simple, yet the devastation they leave at the end is heart wrenching. And uh, I I was truly shocked to see some of these women murderers, right? Unke shakal mein there's no remorse, there is sort of no guilt of what they have done, and they're continuing to live lives, of course, behind bars, but well, without any remorse or guilt of what they have done after destroying so many families and lives. Truly shocking and quite eye-opening. Binge watch Kallo. Z5 has done a tremendous job in interviewing these people, in trying to get actual footage, and the demonstration, the fictional representations they've done of the characters sometimes is so apt that you feel like you're not watching a remake of what happened in real life, but you're actually watching the footage from real life. It is commendable. The cinematography and the interviews, the sensitive questioning, and the families coming forward to show their side of what happened is absolutely incredible. Very gripping true crime documentary that you can binge watch. I hope they follow it up with another season, maybe on a similar theme or a different theme. Maybe show more murders and more modus operandi, and actually have the same level of psychology and psychiatrists trying to explain as to what goes behind the mind of the criminals, because often we know that crimes happen because of some internal conflicts or family conflicts या फिर कोई motivated reason modus operandi होगा, but what goes behind the mind, how can one person take the life of another person, that is something that is intriguing at times, because it takes a lot of courage to kill somebody, and it's not a joke, but quite gripping, I must say, quite interesting. I keep repeating this, but go watch it. You will find absolutely engaging, and it will sort of make you question a lot of things that we often don't question. So do check it out on Z5.